I'm looking forward to seeing him. I haven't seen him in a while. Some a little bit probably before the season started in the summer, but looking forward to it. I'm glad he's feeling good and ready to rock and roll. But he's a lifelong friend of mine. Obviously, we'll be competing against him, this weekend. But be good to see him.
What do you see from the Seahawks defensive front on film?
Really good football players across the board on their defense. I mean, they're playing lights-out defense when you look at it. They're doing great against the run, affecting the passer, obviously, scoring on defense, doing all the things you want. So, really big, physical, powerful front, and really just, from the front all the way to the back end, I think they're playing at a really high level.
It's a preparing for a defense that has so much opposites and seven coverage and such high.
I think it's a different challenge every single week for us. We go out there, we try to put a plan together to go out there and have success, and then ultimately we call the plays and we go out there and run them. And it's on us as players to bring those plays to life, execute them. If there's issues, try to fix them out there, at the line of scrimmage, and make sure we're getting in and out of good plays, and go out there and play, play good, sound football. That's kind of been the recipe for us. No matter what's getting, put out there on the defensive side of the ball, we have, thoughts on what we want to try to do and go out there and execute it.
Matthew Whittier, kind of breaking NFL history or making NFL history with the streak you're on right now. Do you pay any attention to that? Do you know that's going on?
No. I mean, I obviously didn't know what was going on until people told me about it kind of afterwards. But no, in the middle of it, just trying to play good ball. Obviously the touchdowns have racked up the last, few weeks, but I felt like I've been playing pretty good football for a while. And sometimes I've had years where you feel like you play good football and you look up at the end of the year and the stats may not, tell the whole story of how you feel like you played, and that goes kind of both ways, right? There's times where I'm like, man, I didn't feel like I played that great, and you look up and it was like, okay, it was all right. But so I don't pay too much attention to those stats, just doing everything I can to try to get us in the end zone, and luckily that's been happening at a pretty good clip the last couple of days.
When you do find out that you're making history, what's your reaction to it?
To be honest with you, I'm just kind of moving on to the next week. The thing about the NFL doesn't wait around. It doesn't wait around, doesn't feel good for you, doesn't feel sorry for you. You just got to go out there and play the next week. And so I've learned that throughout my career on both ends of it, and just got to show up, do everything you can to prepare and go play confident football on Sunday.
As you guys are rotating in all the tight ends, are you in the huddle conscious of who's in, who's out, or is it just how many are in?
Sure, hope so. I'm pretty dialed in on that kind of stuff, and that's something that comes through here as well as the guys that are running on. We do a great job in this organization of communicating. That starts with Sean and that goes down through me, hopefully to those guys, and even those guys running on. Whether it's 11, 12, 13, whatever it is, those guys do a heck of a job communicating, and then we kind of know where we're going from there.
What stands out to you about both the play style and personality?
Yeah, I mean, personalities are all a little bit different, but they all bring their own edge to the game. They're really a conscientious group, man. They want to get it right every single time, and that's awesome for our team. Athletic, fun guys to be around. All of them bring great energy to the huddle and to the field. Their play style is relentless. I think of so many plays in games where guys are just, fighting that extra inch, and those guys epitomize that, so we're lucky to have them.
Matthew, I'm curious to get your perspective on this. So we've been talking about your streak and unique inspiration. As Tom Brady did your guys' game on Sunday, saying you have answers for everything that the defense is throwing you. But I heard other former quarterbacks and analysts say the defenses have no answers for what you're doing. What's your perspective on that? Do you feel like you're a step ahead, or do you think you're just reacting kind of perfectly with the answers from what you're seeing?
I feel like I try to react. I read and react. Sometimes that happens before the ball is snapped, and sometimes that happens after the snap. Certain times you get a really good beat on exactly what's about to happen from the defensive standpoint, and other times you may be narrowing it down between two or three things in your head, and then you get the snap and you just feel the defense move into where you thought, or maybe it's a little bit different than you thought. But being able to know what to do and where to go with the football in those instances is key and critical for my position. I'm trying to do that as best I can. Is it perfect? No, but I'm trying to do it as often as I possibly can.
You've had a lot of success against the blitz this year, getting the ball out really quickly too. So when you diagnose that, how does that affect your processing on any given play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to throw it where they're not, that's the big thing. I think some of that stuff is other guys on our team too. I mean, you look at the last week, Puka scores on the wide receiver screen versus a nickel pressure. Wasn't some great read I made, it was a great call by Sean, and felt like we were in a great play and left it on and let it roll. And so, sometimes it's that, sometimes it's, being able to diagnose it and get the protection squared up and then be able to, put the ball down the field. And other times it's guys catching and running. So I think the more different answers that we can provide to all the different looks that we're getting, the harder we are to defend, right? It may be a pressure and we throw a screen into it. The next play might be a pressure and we dial up the protection and throw it over your head. We might let it ride and check it down. I mean, we're trying to do, to make ourselves as difficult to defend by presenting as many possible options for a defense as we can.
Rely on a defense that stunts as much as Seattle does. What is the process with kind of trying to get those pre-snap ideas for precautions?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's communicating, all the time. I feel like that's what he, really, really excels at. He's a great communicator up front. He's going to have his thoughts and ideas on what he feels is about to happen. We trust him, a ton, and as far as what he's seeing from those guys in the front four. So just trust him to go out there, get everybody on the same page, go out there and play physical and fast.
On the touchdown pass to Davis Allen,
Yeah.
you were rolling right.
Mhm.
Were you kind of like trying to deke, like you were just going to throw the ball away and then put it up there for him, or what was happening there?
I mean, I just knew I was getting close to the sideline. I'm trying to buy a little bit of time, maybe. I thought I was probably going to have to throw it away, and I felt Lenore kind of slough off. And Davis really did a great job of just kind of getting lost in the background because they had him doubled there for the majority of the play. Not schematically, just happened to have two guys over there, and he did a nice job of kind of sliding into the back and felt like there was a little bit of space back there. He's a big target and was able to last second get him a ball. So.
What's it mean to you to have Rob back out there as well as playing with you?
Yeah, I thought both those guys done a great job. Obviously, Rob has a ton of experience. He's played in this offense for a long time. He's played at a high level for a long time, and I think his demeanor, his communication, his steadiness, adds to our execution up front. I also think when Warren was in there, man, was he playing great too. So it's a good feeling when you got two guys at the same spot you trust. Obviously, Rob just has a ton of experience, and we lean on that.
Sorry, just one more. 2 7-2 teams in a division matchup. How would you just describe the importance of this game Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big game because it's the next one for us. Obviously, in the division, sometimes people look at them like they count for two, and I understand that. But it's just another opportunity, I think, for us to try to go get better. I think that's what we've been trying to do every single game this season. Certain weeks, I feel like we've been able to accomplish that. I feel like we played physical, we played tough, smart football, and sometimes you don't come away with the win, but for the most part this year we've been moving in the right direction. Look forward to doing that, hopefully having a chance to do that this Sunday. Thanks.